Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll Legacy Brew Challenge. This time from Patreon subscriber Mr. White. I am playing Chalice of the Void Painter Grindstone combo. The brew challenge here is that Mr. White really enjoys Chalice of the Void and also really enjoys the Painter Grindstone combo. Historically, they don't really go in the same deck because Grindstone costs 1. Goblin Welder costs 1. Many of the cards, Red Elemental Blast, Pyroblast, your payoffs for being a Painter deck cost 1. This is not a thing you can normally do. And Mr. White tasked me with figuring out how to do it. I had a bunch of brews coming together. This is actually like a weird serendipitous moment where I had Magic Online open and was currently brewing up ideas for this deck when Covert Technician was spoiled on my Twitter feed. Like I just sort of like opened Twitter with this deck literally on my screen and was like, oh, that card's perfect. Covert Technician is artifact creature human ninja, 3 mana 2/4 with ninjutsu 1 and a blue. When Covert Technician deals combat damage to a player, you may put an artifact card with mana value less than or equal to that damage from your hand onto the battlefield. This card chucks your Grindstone straight into play through Chalice of the Void. You don't have to worry about that. That was the basis of building around this card. In order to do that, you have to put some creatures that are going to be able to connect into the deck. There's 3 Ornithopters in here, which I'm not embarrassed about because Urza Saga cares about the number of artifacts you have. Mox Opal cares about the number of artifacts you have. I have Retrofitter Foundry, which was part of the Urza Saga package anyway, but Foundry can sacrifice Thopters, which Ornithopter is, to make 4/4 constructs. There's a route to turn your 0 mana 0/2 into other things in this deck, and it's a 0 mana unblockable thing along the way. Baleful Strix is a very exciting one. Because it has Death Touch, opponents are disincentivized to block it. And then if you ninjutsu, picking up Baleful Strix, deal 2 damage, guess what artifact costs 2 or less that you can put onto the battlefield? Baleful Strix. And then you draw a card and still have Strix in play. I'm very excited about that. And of course, Technician can put in Painter or the Grindstone itself. At the top end, I have Thought Monitor. I wanted to increase the blue count because there's a lot of forces in this deck, and I wanted a blue card that's also good with ninjutsu and just generally good in the deck, and Thought Monitor checked all those boxes. You can't put it in off of Covert Technician, but you can pick it up to Covert Technician. You cast this, like if you get into a grindy situation, you can Thought Monitor, draw 2 cards, ninjutsu, put in a different artifact, then replay your Thought Monitor. I hope that happens at least once in this league. And all of that is the grindy side. We're also just a dedicated Painter deck. There's 4 Urza Saga, 4 Mox Opal, 4 Painter, only 3 Grindstone. I did make a little room for that because we have the Saga to tutor it. It's not a card you really need 4 of. I'm hoping that the fair plan distracts the opponent or forces them to react in a dramatic enough way that the combo can slide through, or vice versa, or they spend all this energy early on disrupting the Painter combo, and then Covert Technician, Baleful Strix, and Thought Monitor take over the game from there. It's a pretty classic idea, but I have not seen it in blue-black like this before. Obviously, Covert Technician came out a couple days ago, brand new card, Chalice of the Void, totally different play style than normal Painter Grindstone decks. And out of the sideboard, I just basically become Tezzerator. Like if I expect my opponent, or if I see crazy stuff like Seeds of Innocence, Null Rod, Pernicious Deed, like those are going to be tough to beat no matter what. But I can pivot onto Hull Breacher, Tezzeret, and Jace out of the sideboard and just become this big Planeswalker Tezzerator control deck. And then a big pile of stuff to stop cheese from happening. 3 Plague Engineers, 4 Ley Lines, Torpor Orb, Pithing Needle. Pretty normal sideboard, other than the mild transformation to go a little bigger and have a different plan out of these Hull Breachers and Planeswalkers. This is the deck. I hope that Covert Technician does what it is in the deck to do. Very excited off this spoiler and glad it's finally release time and I can put this in front of everyone. Let's jump into it. I'm on the play in round 1, immediately putting this deck to the test. We have Chalice of the Void, have a Painter. There's not really any backup mana here. I am going to keep this though, and just hope they're not a Wasteland deck. So the league I recorded yesterday, I played against Izzet Delver 4 times out of 5 matches. Let's hope that doesn't occur again. Okay, passing the turn. Hoping this Ancient Tomb survives, because Ancient Tomb also turns on my Mox Opal. Oh, Chrome Mox. This deck probably doesn't care about Chalice. I guess it's like 50-50. Either it's a Stompy deck that doesn't care about Chalice at all, or it's a Storm deck that cares about it a lot. Alright, it looks like it's Oops All Spells, and we're just dead. Great. Okay. My deck with 7 forces couldn't show up here. Let's just get a look at this deck, and then concede. Alright, Chalice on 0. Good to know. Cabal Therapy, yeah, we knew about that. Nothing surprising in this deck. Yeah, Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal. Those are all reasons to Chalice on 0. Dark Ritual. Is there only 1 drop? I guess the discard spells if I have forces. Yeah, if I have force, I want a Chalice on 1, and if I don't, I want a Chalice on 0. Alright, good to know. Well, that was quick. Pact of Negation also gets got by Chalice on 0. That's all good stuff. Okay. Definitely the Ley Lines and the Torpor Orb are coming in. Pithing Needle can name Undercity Informer, and that cuts off half of their routes to victory, and then I have to beat Balustrade Spy. Plague Engineer can name Illusion and kill Narcomoebas, but that usually doesn't do anything unless their Bridge from Belows are somehow all in their hand. Brazen Borrower, not important here. Oh, but it is a blue card. That makes it important. I don't really need to be built for speed. I need to be built for stability. So Mox Opal, Ornithopter. I'm also planning on Chalicing 0 if I can. Shadow Spear doesn't play in this matchup. I don't think I need Retrofit or Foundry either. Like, I'm going to win or I'm not, basically. Like, grindstoning this deck is pretty funny. That's what they want to do. I think I'm going to shave. Oh, no. Covert Technician is blue. Yeah, just need all my blue cards for my forces. Do I want to get skinny on Painter or skinny on Grindstone? I have more tutors for Grindstone than I do Painter. And Painter can paint things blue and turn on my forces with random lands and shit. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. Do I even want Hullbreed or Ornithopters in the deck? Probably not. If the game goes long enough. Okay, and I'm going to put in Hull Breachers. They're just a flash threat I can play. They're also blue for force. All right. This is what I'm going to do. Let's just see a concession to Leyline. Let's do it like that. I have Torpor Orb, but can't cast it. No interaction here. I'm going to have to mulligan this. If I could turn 1 the Torpor Orb, I think I'd go for it, but I can't. Mulligan. Okay, I can Chalice on 1 and 0. Can they beat that? Probably, but it'll be tough. I am going to keep this and send 1 of the 3 Chalices to the bottom. Okay, Chalice for 0 first. Then Chalice on 1 next. Let's hope this holds. Here we are. This was the plan. I mean, the plan was Leyline, but we have this going on too. Urza Saga, trigger, get Painter into play. Now I have a win con lined up, and I am going to paint it blue in case I draw a force. Oh no. They shocked in their land. They have Force of Vigor. That would mess me up. Okay. Hello, Force of Negation. I'm happy to see you. It can't counter Force of Vigor, obviously, but it can fight over what happens on their turn after that. Oh, they just don't have that. Good, good, good. Okay, I can make a construct. They go to clean up. Draw for turn. City of Traders is a good draw. It's going to float a colorless. Getting the Grindstone. That's what the deck is for. Grindstone, play City. Gonna attack. And I'm going to grind them in their upkeep. I don't think they can win that way. But I want to be able to Force of Negation. Okay. If they can somehow survive their draw step, I just did what their deck's trying to do for them. But they have to beat Force of Negation while they do this. Okay. They've let the mill happen. Here's the Narcomoebas. Let's look at their sideboard plan. There are Force of Vigors, Foundation Breaker, Memory's Journey, putting all of their Pact of Negations into their deck. Well, they can't cast that card. Okay, let's look at this. I can Force of Negation the Memory's Journey. I guess there's no reason to be clever here. Where's the Dread Return? It's tough with all the cards being gold. There's one Dread Return here. Yeah, I guess the fight is right here regardless. I'm going to Force of Negation. They can't Pact of Negation because I have Chalice. Yeah, it looks like doing it on their upkeep like that played around all of the things they could do. That was pretty important. Okay. And they didn't see a ley line. We did see Force of Vigor, though. No surprise there. That answers basically all of the ways I would interact with them. That's not true, though. I have 7 forces and a pile of Hateful Permanents. This deck's pretty good at pinching them if I can draw my cards in the correct order. It's just the same deck. Let's go. 2 forces, but not 2 blue cards to go with them. This is not a keep. You need 2 things. Okay, this is 2 things. Leyline with Force backup and Chalice if I get a turn, which it will be hard for them to not give me a turn. Go on a bottom island. Here's Leyline. They have to get through Leyline and Force of Will, and then navigate Chalice after that. They're on a Malta 6. Uh-oh. Dark Ritual. They're just going. Oh, they're just in beatdown mode. I'm still going to Force of Will this thing. I'm not going to let them just sit their win con and play. Like, that's the alternate win con if they start attacking. Ooh, that's nice. Right, Saga and Chalice on 0. Ancient Tomb lets me juice up this Urza Saga. All right. Good luck. Yep. And it's just lands. Force of Vigor is really effective here still. They would be down to 1 card in hand. Ooh. Technician. No Force of Vigor yet. And now I'm going to start producing win conditions. There's one. Strix. Here's another. Okay, I can just get Grindstone. Do I even care about that? I could just Pithing Needle. Oh, it looks like they're conceding and I'm not going to have to figure it out. Beautiful. I may have actually gotten Mox Opal there and played the Strix and just pushed damage. It's either Needle or Opal. This is not a Grindstone game, but yeah, sweet. This is pod racing. On to the next one. I'm on the play in round 2 with the more awkward hand that my deck is capable of. I don't think this is a mulligan. I'm not like real happy about it though. I guess any land sets me into the Saga Zone. It's fine. Seed of the Synod Shadow Spear. Just start dumping out my artifacts for Thought Monitor. And I do have Force of Will. A mountain. What deck has a mountain in it? Is this Burn? If it is Burn, I hope I can hook up this Shadow Spear sooner than later. Here's my Ninja. No Ornithopter that would go off with Baleful Strix. This mountain, nothing for a whole turn cycle. Okay. Oh, it's the mirror. The red mirror. Magmatic Channeler. Okay, so this is a Painter deck. Do I care about Channeler? I think that I do. I really need to draw a land this turn. This card is really good. Okay, I'm going to pitch a Baleful Strix to force this. Come on, deck. Time for the land. Or Mox Opal. Mana Source is what I'm saying here. Yeah! Land. Actual best land. Let's make this happen now. And I do think making Constructs is better than casting Covert Technician here. Their deck definitely has Red Blast in it. Hero Recruiter. I can just tutor up Grindstone and they can't cast their Painter, or they die. I guess that's not true. They can tutor up Grindstone next turn and cast Painter. What does this actually mean for me? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure this out. Chalice. The Void. Okay, I can I won't have 3 mana, unfortunately. What can I actually do here? I don't believe I can make a construct right now. I could tutor up my own grindstone and just bet. I could... Pithing Needle's in my sideboard, unfortunately. What's in my deck I can get right now? I could get Mox Opal and start doing stuff. Casting spells. I could make a construct, get Mox Opal, and then surprise them with Grindstone next turn. Because they need to cast the Painter. Yeah, if I Chalice on 0, they can't Lion's Eye Diamond me. Alright, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make another construct, get Mox Opal, play Chalice on 0, and then next turn tutor up my Grindstone and Hadoken them if they play their Painter. Here's Opal. Chalice on 0. My attack. Chalice on 1 would have turned off Red Blast, but I'm not sure I care about that. Oh, if they have Ancient Tomb, I lose. Okay, that's not Ancient Tomb. They only have 4 mana. They need 5 to execute this line. Things are painted now. They painted it blue. Okay, let's see if my surprise is actually a surprise or if they're ready for me. I'll get Grindstone and activate it with my floating mana right now. It's now or never. They would have to destroy their own Painter for this not to kill them. Nice. Okay. I'm okay with that situation. Now I get to attack for 14. Cool. 14 is conveniently exactly their life total. Okay, if they have Soul Land Painter, I lose. But they didn't have a Soul Land last turn, or else I would have lost then. 4 mana is not enough for this. They could have Spirit Guide, I guess, but they would have zapped me. Engineer is too slow. Because they have to block both of my creatures this turn, and I can give one of them +1 and trample. Ensnaring Bridge. They need to get that into play somehow before they're dead, which is happening like right now. Okay. Yeah, they're conceding. I didn't think so. I was like, what are you going to do that you wouldn't have done already last turn with your 2 mana? Okay, we won that game because we were on the play. Now some choices need to be made. I do want the Needle. I'm probably a better fair deck than they are. I don't think I want to go full Tezzerator on them. Like, playing Painter is a little risky against the other Painter deck, like we saw there. I could just cut my Painters, leave in 1 Grindstone to tutor for if they decide they want to make a move like that and just be a Tezzerator deck. Is that even good, though, against the Red Blast deck? But then I get to Chalice on 1 with Reckless Impunity. What does that look like if I do it? If I have all of these in, I would cut all of my Painters for those Pithing Needles coming in as well. I got to find a spot for that. Go thinner on Grindstone. I'd probably want exactly 1 copy in the deck. And then would I bring in Ley Lines to stop their engine? I don't need like all 4 Ley Lines to come in because this deck can cast Ley Line pretty reasonably. What happens if I bring in all 4 and just become a gigantic control deck? What does that look like? Shadow Spear is good. Retrofitter is good. Ornithopter is a lot worse when I'm not trying to Grindstone. And 4 is a lot of Opal as well. I could cut another Ornithopter for a Hull Breacher. This deck doesn't really draw cards. Right, just not a Painter deck anymore. 1 Grindstone in case they want to get rowdy, but just all of my interaction, my Graveyard Hate, my alternate win cons. Okay, yeah. Let's try this. This looks like fun. Maybe on the play I'll pivot back to being a Grindstone deck if we lose game 2. I can keep this. I have Leyline and some interaction. And lands to cast spells. Black Source away from turn 3 Tezzeret. It's pretty dope. Grindstone. Alright, are we just on speed mode? Uh-oh. Speed mode activated. Okay, that's really good. Looted Delta, go. That gives me the Tezzeret. If I survive this turn, Goblin Engineer, just ETB, nothing. Leyline, delivering already. An Engineer can't switch my artifacts. Like Seed of the Synod, artifact lands tend to be a little bit risky against Goblin Welder, but Engineer doesn't affect my things. They just exile Lotus Petal. The two options with Goblin Engineer is fail to find or exile a card you don't want. Ooh, Technician. Okay, to Grindstone me would take 5 mana. They currently have 3. Yeah, I am not in a position to Baleful Strix here. If they go Soulland Painter, I just need to be able to react to that. In for 1. Do I want to Brazen Borrow this thing? I don't think I care about it. I can Brazen Borrow the Grindstone in case I draw Chalice. All right, I'm just going to go to my turn. If I play Ancient Tomb here, I can Brazen Borrow twice. Really disrupt them. But we are kind of in an unfortunate holding pattern where I'm being a wuss. All right, just Grindstoning me. Mox Opal, Blue to Delta in the graveyard. You got me. Attacking for 1. I think I just cast a Brazen Borrower here. Just is a 3/1. I'm a mana short of bouncing and then also casting. I'll just make my 3/1. If they want to play fair, we can play fair. Ooh, this is fucked. All right. Ninjutsu time. Attack. Is this even good? I kind of want to do this, but the Ancient Tomb makes it a little awkward. I can Ninjutsu, pick up Brazen Borrower, and then cast Pithing Needle. Yeah, that actually sounds good. Ninjutsu. Baleful Strix has a chance of still drawing a land here. Alright, Red Blessed. That's fine. I will cast Pithing Needle here. They have 1 card left in their hand. If I turn off Grindstone, then this game becomes pretty trivial. Fetching in response, as if I was going to name Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, right. Grinding me 1 time on the way out. Hit another land, Mox Opal. Grindstone's off. Okay, let's be a Tezzerator deck now. They have gotten me to 13 or 12, and Ancient Tomb is still a pretty robust source of my mana right now. Ooh, Thoppy. Making Thoppies. I think I want to get Strix in to stabilize and check for... Oh wow, look at this. I'm just going to play out all these cards. You don't have to Ninjutsu Technician for it to do its thing. I don't currently have any artifacts to put in, but hopefully Tezzerator will change that. They have infinite mana and nothing to do with it currently. Baleful Strix. Don't mind putting that into play off of Technician if they don't block. Yeah, chump block, put the fear in them. Black, 2, blue, Tezzerator, plus... Somehow missed on artifacts. Just good deck building. Any order. Send 3 forces to the bottom. No big deal. Their 2 cards have to remove Pithing Needle and then also be Painter. And they have to do it with the mana that they have. All of which is a big ask. Okay, I can Brazen Borrow or Petty Theft the Channeler, which guarantees a connection with Technician. Oh, they're just conceding. I was about to start thinking about what I want to do with Tezzerator, like gaining life, or do I have lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they were just already dead to my, because of these artifact lands. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. Yeah, they were literally dead to Tezzerator's ultimate. Didn't even need to attack. Haha, Tezzerator, baby. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I am on the play in round 3. This hand is not particularly good. I mean, it does do Saga Ancient Tomb. I can't just turbo up a Saga with Force of Will backup. This hand falls apart pretty quickly to a Wasteland. I'm going to keep it for science. I think we can do better. If this was the Pro Tour, I would mulligan. If I was on the draw, I would mulligan. But I have the turn 1 Saga. Let's get to work. There's a Saga's in play. Do I run out of Mox Opal? I don't think so. I'll sandbag what I'm capable of. Old Delverino. Okay. The Mox Opal, as a surprise, can make my constructs 1 bigger than they may have expected them to be. Looks like this Force of Will is not really going to fly this game, but a second Saga is probably a Shadow Spear game. for the Saga. Delver flipped immediately. We are under the gun. If we fade Wasteland this turn, I'm going to feel pretty good. If they have Wasteland this turn, I'm going to be a little worried. They shuffled the Ponder. That's not a Wasteland. And that's not a Lightning Bolt. Okay. My Construct is going to be able to ride. So I can make Construct, untap, make Construct, tutor Shadow Spear, play Urza Saga, equip Shadow Spear. Mox Opal will be on by then. All right, let's go. This is the game I signed up for. Let's play it. Making another Construct. That turns on Mox Opal. I get Shadow Spear. Play another Saga. Equip the Spear. Attack for 5 lifelink. This is bigger than burn spells at this point. Both of my constructs are out of burn range, which is pretty important. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, not quite close to Thought Monitor there. I can Force of Will something if I care. I'm struggling to imagine what I would care about here. Murktide Regent would be a 5/5, which is smaller than my creatures. No attack with Delver, you love to see it. How about an artifact I can play? Oh, Painter is certainly an artifact. Okay, basic land, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I put Thought Monitor on the stack right now? If I activate Saga, I'll have 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that does work. Plays into Daze, but I think that's okay. It also doesn't have to play into Daze. I could float mana, Mox Opal. Yeah, I'm going to play around Daze if I can. Float blue, play the other Opal. Wow, Force Opal pitching Daze. Big fan of that. Alright, I guess I'll just play Thought Monitor then, with the mana I had. That was aggro AF. But we did play around Daze, like we were supposed to. Alright, Hardcast Daze, fair enough. Alright, you got me. I will simply attack for 11. Ooh, don't block that one. I guess Lightning Bolt to finish off my creature is an option, but yeah, that one had trample and the other one didn't. Okay. I can just equip that to a different thing next turn. If I even need to. I also have plenty of mana to tutor up Grindstone, play Painter, and activate Grindstone next turn if somehow they stabilized against this beatdown. They didn't see Painter or Grindstone that game. I don't think I want to be Tezzerator against this deck. I think I do want Brazen Borrower and Hull Breacher, though. Plague Engineer is not bad, but it's also not great. This is a great matchup to have Chalice. And because they didn't see Painter, I think I do want to leave those in. I think I can go thinner on Grindstone, though. I don't want to be quite as dedicatedly combo, now that they're going to have their Red Blast and stuff. Force of Negation's probably not great. Yeah, I actually want to shave my Force of Negations entirely. Get some Plague Engineers in here. Hull Breacher, Brazen Borrower. So now I'm just being interactive. Ornithopter could become Pithing Needle for Wasteland. Getting wasted is a way that I lose this game. Right, Ornithopter is going to become Plague Engineer, actually. Do it this way. Okay, this hand would be a banger on the play, and I'm still keeping it on the draw. I have Chalice on 1, and then Hull Breacher on 2. This hand does suffer to Wasteland, but like we said, that's going to be a problem no matter what. This opponent's going to have Meltdown also. It's something to keep an eye on. All to 6, love to see it. Please cast Ponder, and not Delver here. Ponder, Ponder. DRC, okay. And Bobble. Shredding through the deck. This is going to be a turn 2 Delirium game. Okay, Ancient Tomb, Chalice on 1. Still doing this. This is the play that I have. Oh, and it resolved. I like that. They can't Murktide here. Oh, Nullrod's. Nullrod's reasonable. Like, I don't have any artifact lands here. Okay, yeah, whatever. I'm honestly not that upset about it. And they can't cast any of their cantrips with Chalice in play anyway, so I think it's time to Brazen Borrow. I'm already exposed to a Wasteland. Yeah, I'll just get Underground Sea. Ooh, do I want to Petty Theft this and then just let them Murktide me? Yeah, sure. It's fine. If I bounce the DRC, the Chalice keeps it from coming back down. Nice. Okay, I'll take that. No Murktide, no play at all. Love to see it. Drawing Urza Saga, you love to see that too. Okay, I can cast Hull Breacher or I can cast Covert Technician. I think I want a Technician. It's an artifact for all of the things that care about that, including Thought Monitor and Urza Saga that are already in play. And I'm not going to be spending mana for the next couple turns because I'll be Sagaing. And Covert Technician lets me deploy artifacts if I draw any, despite using my mana on other things. It can play a 3/3 Murktide. All from favor. Tap enchanted creature and you become the monarch. Okay. Alright. Time to fall from favor, I guess. They found a way to draw cards under Hull Breacher. I'm very happy for them. And for me. Okay. I have some important choices here. I can play Hull Breacher, or I can activate Saga. I think I just want to breach some Halls. That should have been Underground Sea. I was just thinking and misclicked. Alright, let's breach some Halls. And they have to answer Hull Breacher, either answer Chalice first. Oh, and they just conceded. We're 3-0, fam. Keep it going. Okay, we got kind of an awkward one here. I am going to keep it, though. I definitely get to pretend I'm ninjas, which is really exciting. Please force this. They didn't force it. Coward. Okay, can't Chalice on one, unfortunately. But I am ready to do stuff. There's a lot of good draws in the deck at this point. Oh, is it Delver again? Are we having fun yet? Okay, cool. That was a good draw. Now I get to play around Daze with my Chalice, and I can protect from Force with my Force. And Chalice might actually dominate this. My opponent thought they knew what I was, and now they have no idea. Wasteland. I don't care about that. Yeah, we can waste time. I'm pro making this game last longer based on the texture of my hand right now. Okay. Let's see if the combo pays off. I have the Ornithopter. I have the Chalice on one. I have the Grindstone that I can't cast because of my own Chalice. Oh, another Wasteland. Mostly fine. Whatever. If that Dragon's Rage Channeler is not getting bigger, I'm doing okay. All right, they finally realize they can just spew off. The Surveil still triggers. Yeah, if this thing becomes a 3/3, we might have some problems. But in the meantime, ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not even close to that one. I think I just need to save Force of Will from Murktide Regent, and this game will last a long time. Expressive Iteration's really good. They did play their island this turn. This iteration, they need to hit Mishra's Bauble in order to get 2 cards off this iteration. Exiled Volcanic Island, which they can't play. All right, Anticipate is much better than Dig Through Time when you're sitting on the other side of the table. Ox Opal, pretty excited to see that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 mana away from Thought Monitor. They do have Mishra's Baubles in their deck. If they mill an instant here or cast an instant, the DRC is alive. Bobbling me. Yeah, they could just like spew off a Brainstorm to make DRC a 3/3. If they attack, I'm not going to block. Ooh, here comes the Murktide. Force pitching, Force. Cool. That lined up pretty well. All right, deck. Mana Source, Artifact. Artifact land would be the best because then I'm playing around Daze as well. Oh, that's not it. Okay. Awkwardly holding our ground here. Yeah, just now they're just spewing off cards to get DRC active. I could have forced a negation the Lightning Bolt, which does exile it, but I don't think that's the game I'm trying to play. Not blocking. I need my artifact material. Chalice. Okay, I could Chalice on 0 and then play Thought Monitor. Chalice on 0. How bad does that hurt me? I mean, most of my 0s are already in play. All right, I'm going to Chalice on 0. Got to cast a spell here. Oh, it resolved. I'm genuinely surprised. I knew they didn't have Force based on how they've played this game, but not having Daze either. It's pretty nice. And then Baleful Strix can come down next turn and invalidate the DRC. Murktide here would be disappointing. Yeah, they're just fueling the fire. Getting that Surveil value. Surveil you. Still not blocking. My artifacts are too precious. Now I have Force back up. Love it. And Baleful Strix, let's go. It's in. DRC has to attack. Lightning Bolt doesn't work. I'm going to start attacking as well. Channeler has to fight. I am going to block. Even if they have been setting up a Murktide, I'm still taking my trade where I can get it on board. And I'm going to force Murktide. They haven't had a counterspell yet. If they have one, they just drew it. Force, pitching, force. And they conceded to it. F yeah. Chalice of the Void on the board. This was a Chalice game. I bet their hand has like 5 1-drops in it right now. Slow and steady. Okay, so we just did this. Remember what I did. Hull Breacher, Plague Engineer, Brazen Borrower. I got off of the... They didn't see Painter, though. Such a trick when they don't see your combo. It's easier when they do see it and you get to juke. You don't need 4 Mox Opals in a matchup like this where every card matters. Those Ornithopters were pretty embarrassing, but they did save me a lot of damage. Did I bring in Ley Lines last time? I think I did. No, that was against the Painter deck. I think I want my Ley Lines in here. Like on the draw, if I'm just boarding into this control deck, I shave a Painter and a Grindstone. I have the Sagas that can find Grindstone. Painter is kind of a liability on its own, though. Ornithopter is probably worse than Grindstone. Okay, now I am this sort of Dimir control deck, but I still have the Painter combo in the deck. I think I would rather have 4 Painters, 1 Grindstone than 3 and 2. Jace, Tezzerator. Those cards cost 4 on the draw against the Daze Red Blast Wasteland deck. I'm just going to go in on my mid-range package here. And then if there is a game 3, I can decide if I want to be Balls to the Wall combo or if I want to be all the way Tezzerator. No lands at all in this one. Mulligan. Okay. Leyline is here, and so is Chalice. I'm going to keep this and send, I think, Technician to the bottom. Much as I would love to have this Technician in play. Do I need... Oh, I would send Grindstone because... Yeah, because I'm going to Chalice on one. Yeah, okay. Right, Grindstone to the bottom. Done. Put Leyline in. Hope that slows them down a lot. Let's hope they're looking at a hand of Cantrips and Murktide Regents. Don't show me Delver. It's funny that Delver was not even in the deck for some amount of time, and now it's the card I'm most worried about. Okay, land go. Or land second main, at least. I thought they were passing the turn, then they paused in their second main. They're thinking about it. They have a spell. Why would they be thinking this hard? Is it like Spell Pierce versus Delver? Oh god, drawing Force was so fucked up here. Chalice on 1. I am prepared to go Scorched Earth to get this Chalice into play. Didn't even need to. I'm not going to play out Mox Opal, because if they do Meltdown, I don't want that swept up as collateral. But I do need either a blue land or an artifact I can deploy for free and turn on Opal to get this Technician in. Braid. I'm going to force pitching Brazen Borrower. I want the Technician. I want to make that happen. I want to believe. On deck, blue land off the top. Oof! That hurts. They're going to know, like, in their entire brain that Wasteland wrecks me here. Shit. Alright, this game's getting weird. Add the Wasteland. If I draw an artifact land, I can cast Baleful Strix next turn. Is this Opal kind of rotting here? Ha! Always had it. Baleful Strix. Are we doing the combo? I hope I get to execute the combo. Go straight into Ninja Town. And they can't Red Blast. They can't Lightning Bolt. Alright, they could Meltdown for 2. That would be really bad. Please don't do that. Oh my god. They're tapping 3 mana. Oh no. Oh no. They're paying for an X-Spell. My dreams. My hopes and dreams. Alright, well. Let's hope their hand is just a bunch of uncastable Murktide Regents, and that we draw some more mana quickly. Rest of Iteration's a good one. Ah, we were so close. Exiled Ponder and then cast it. If I draw Chalice or City of Trader, or Tomb or City, I can get this Chalice back down. Right, Opal's not bad. That is a mana source someday. If I draw another artifact land, I can Opal, land, Chalice on 0, Strix, and set up my engine again. Not that Chalice on 0 really does anything against Delver, but turning on my Opal matters a lot. Where's this Saga? Okay. Let's go. Try to get something going here. Flip to Ponder. There's that Ponder. Don't waste me, bro. They did not shuffle, and then they played Wasteland. Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Yeah, basic island. Waste that. They don't really need to, is the joke. Brainstorm, that's a good card. Usually is. This Leyline has been really good. We might not be able to see it, but the fact that it's turn 8 and they're just now attacking for damage, Leyline was a huge part of that. Another Delver. Come on, deck. Shit. All right, we're starting to run out of time here. Delver didn't flip. That's good news. Back for 4. That's bad news. ERC, also bad news. Ooh. We built this city. City of Traders. Chalice on 1 is where I'm going to start this. Brainstorm in response. Why did I think this was going to work? In my head, yeah, I don't know. I thought I had one more artifact than I do. I'm just dead on board. If the Brainstorm had any spell at all involved, like in the 6 cards they're looking at right now, if there's a spell, they win. Yeah, I thought I was going to be able to Mox Opal Baleful Strix here, but that's not how this works. All right, I'm dead. Okay, maybe Pithing Needle should be in to name Wasteland. I think we win that game if they don't Wasteland. Oh no, it was the Meltdown that really shut me down, but the Wasteland hurt too. Delver's got the tools, they always do. Maybe I need my Force of Wills in to win the fight over Meltdown. Or maybe on the play I should just be leaning in on Tezzerator. Or should I lean in on Combo? If they have Meltdown and shit. Alright, I'm going to cut the ley lines on the play, and I want to be more proactive. I have to determine if I want to be more proactive painting or more proactive slamming giant threats. And I think I have all 4 forces back in. I want a Tezzerator. I have 2 grindstones now, all my painters. Do I want the needle? Like, if a Saga pops, they clearly didn't have Wasteland. So I'd have to draw the needle naturally, or find it off Tezzerator, and I have to do that in a situation where I don't have Chalice on 1, and I have 4 of those and only 1 needle. I don't know if that's the direction I want to go. I'll go back down to 1 grindstone up to 4 Tezzerator. Yeah, I'm going to try it like this. Let's go, Tezzerator. Make it happen. On the play, this hand is rock solid on mana, but doesn't cast any spells. This is a mulligan. This hand has the opposite thing going on. I'm going to keep this, though. And I think I'm going to bottom Thought Monitor. I'm just really far away from doing that. I am going to lead on Saga, because I think blue mana is more important than Saga ticking up. And the upside is real here. The upside is they're just dead. Other Saga. Don't want that right away. I'm just going to Jam Painter here. And maybe kill them next turn. I'm going to turn everything white. I don't want to turn on their forces or their red blasts. I'm just picking a random different color. Okay, Lightning Bolt's a good one. Saga can get Ornithopter, and I can equip it with Shadow Spear, and it's bigger than Delver. Oh no, it's the same size as Delver. Damn it. I got so excited. Alright, definitely floating a mana with this. Then we tutor. Probably Retrofitter Foundry? Yeah, Foundry can make things that ninjas can pick up. Oh, all of this just gets fucking wrecked by Meltdown, though. But I guess I can't really play around that ever. Okay, please don't have Meltdown. Go. Wow, that's an aggressive Lightning Bolt. They clearly don't have Meltdown, and I think they do have Murktide Regent. It's a good Wasteland. Fucking Wasteland. I mean, if I find a mana source here, we're still very much playing this game. Oh, God. They love playing their land before they express iteration. Love casting Anticipate. Please don't have a Mishra's Bauble. Don't reward this. Yeah, Flooded Strand in exile forever. Mana, mana, mana. Fuck! Now we're dead. I think if I could continue pooping out servos and eventually threaten a technician, this game would be playable, but we're about to lose to Murktide Regent now. Oh, okay. They're abrading my thing. Yeah, you got it. All right, deck. Need some help here. Oh, cool. The land after they already removed my thing, and it's the land that dies to Meltdown. Expressive Iteration. They didn't play a land yet. That's fortunate for them. Island is the exiled card. Brainstorm. Let's just keep lands coming deck, or Mox Opal might even be better. No, it's not better, because that gets melted down. Just, all right, I mean, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain, but it's not better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do not have 6 or 7 mana for the monitor yet. Covert Technician, let's go. Unfortunately, Meltdown is up to 3 already, even if they don't Red Blast or Daze this. Horrific. In order, I'm worried about Meltdown and then Murktide Regent. And the rest of their cards are like mostly whatever. Meltdown, Murktide Regent, Wasteland in that order. If they just play out some Delvers here or something, that's mostly okay. God damn it. Wasteland, if they waste the Vault of Whispers, they take me off 2 mana. Because it also turns off Mox Opal. And they saw the line. Yeah, we didn't get up under them this time, or go over the top of them. They are cleanly picking us apart. Maybe I just should have kept that hand with 4 lands in it. Hull Breacher could get me out of this game if I sneak it in, but they didn't play a creature last turn, which means they have 4 spells in their hand, and they're all reactive. They're not even cantripping to turn on Dragon's Rage Channeler. So their hand's got to just be like full of Pyroblast and Force of Wills. Ornithopter, F yeah, homie. Get in there. Might as well equip. This man is not doing anything else. Yeah. Still dies the Lightning Bolt, but it plays around Pyroblast, and they didn't want to force it. Petty Theft my Ornithopter. Why would you target Ornithopter and not Shadow Spear? One of these things costs 0, the other costs 1. Alright. Carry on, though. They still do not have Delirium somehow. Force of Will. I'm not mad about that. Equip. Get my 1/3 lifelink in the way over here. I'd be pretty okay pitching a Thought Monitor to force. I think their hand is just Mono Pyroblast at this point. Do I want to force this? I don't think so. I can trade with that. All right, maybe Delver won't flip. Yeah, it flipped. And there's Daze. Hate that. Delver and Brazen Bee are attacking. I'm going to take 6. Trying to get my ninja happening here. Hull Breacher is not helpful. Attack. Block. No blocks. Ninjutsu. Probably just still going to die to Pyroblast. And not do anything helpful. But they can't daze it. If their hand is counter spells that aren't Pyroblast, this could do something. But it doesn't even really do anything, because it just puts Ornithopter back into play. And I know they have Daze, so I can't even fight over this with Force. Like, whatever it is they do, if they do anything. Yeah, the world's most obvious Pyroblast. These are the games that hurt the most, where it's just like, yep, I know exactly what's in your hand, and there's nothing I can do about it. Let's see if they want to Daze my Ornithopter. Nope. What card type is missing? There's no creatures. I will block the DRC. They can get Delirium, like, good for you. But I can't just take 1 free point here. Ooh. Built this city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can cast... Alright. I think I just have to pass the turn and hope they cast Brainstorm. And that lets me do Hull Breacher things. Come on, cast a cantrip. Jam it. Jam it. Meltdown for 1. I'll let the Surveil happen first, and then I'm going to force this. Force pitching. I think it's Technician at this point. That is not going to help me. There's this Pyroblast that we knew about. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're dead. They got under me with the Wastelands and the Mana Denial. And Meltdown is a really good sideboard card. Unfortunately, the trophy is dead to stupid, boring Izzet Delver. On to the final round. I'm on the draw in the final round. Positive records locked, playing for the 4-1. This hand does not have mana. I'm going to mulligan it. This hand has nothing but mana. I'm going to keep it. gonna send Underground Sea to the bottom. Like this Opal Sea to Synod Vault of Whispers start is like a pretty quick thought monitor. I need my deck to deliver something under the curve here, but I didn't really want to mull 5 off a playable hand. And maybe the Ropes all spells. I do have Force Blue card in an emergency. Okay, we're playing against a Once Upon a Time strategy. It looking like elves. They got Gaia's Cradle. I think I want to counter this. Force of Will falls off pretty quick against elves because they have Allosaurus Shepherd. And seeing the Cradle in their hand, I kind of wanted to just do anything to interact with a creature. Now I need a payoff quickly. Okay. We are in this game suddenly. Painter. I'm going to paint everything blue and play Mox Opal. All right, Grindstone for the GG. Let's go. And because we're game 1 against a combo deck, I'm just like, let's go. Jam my thing. I'm not sandbagging anything, not hiding anything. Symbiote is not an elf, notably. Visionary. All right, that one is an elf, and it's a good elf with Symbiote. The elf decks these days do play some number of endurance across the 75, usually like 1 in the main and then some more in the sideboard. That's something I have to keep an eye on with my Grindstone kills. Want Grindstone off the top? Shit. All right, well, they very clearly don't have Grindstone or like anything here. Maybe that Force of Will was too aggro. It's hard to tell with a deck that snowballs like elves, like Gaia's Cradle would have been tapped for an extra mana on turn 1, and Elvish Reclaimer could have been activated at this point to do something, but Thought Monitor would be bananas here. Natural Order. All right, if they're just getting the Archon and name Artifact, I'm probably in some trouble. Yep, that's pretty good. Can't cast artifacts. Urza Saga and Ninja can both still get Grindstone into play, but I gotta make this happen quick. I'm gonna fetch my Underground Sea. I don't play Brainstorm and I don't want to draw lands. Let's just thin them out. Shit! Alright. I think that was the turn that I had to draw Saga, because now I'm behind on the race. Like, Saga would have gotten to 3 the turn that the Archon attacks me to 3. And now I'm a turn behind of all of that. Oh, and they're glimpsing. No worries. This was a speculative hand. I knew that going in, and might have pulled the trigger a little early on that Force of Will, but the Natural Order might have been down a turn earlier. It's hard to predict. Oh, and they have main deck Collector Roof. I've seen enough. But seeing that main deck Collector Roof is helpful, because now I know that I want to be Tezzerator and not Grindstone for the second game. Yeah, like the Grindstones and Painters and all just come out in that case. I like Plague Engineer, obviously, Tezzeret, Jace, All Breacher, Brazen Borrower. Yeah, all of these go over here. Force Negation's a lot worse. Ornithopter's a lot worse too. This Ninja package has not been particularly sexy. I don't think it's even happened yet. Disappointing. I think Pithing Needle is actually good. You can name Wirewood Symbiote or Elvish Reclaimer, various things of that nature. Don't want to go like too skinny on counter spells. Oh wait, am I taking out more than I'm bringing in right now? Or did I put something in the wrong pile? Oh yeah, Pithing Needle was in the wrong pile. Yeah, I thought I needed another spot. The Plague Engineer can control the Allosaurus Shepherd, which then lets Force of Negation control Natural Order. It's just finding the balance here. All right, against the Collector Oof deck, I can shave a Mox Opal, get a Force of Negation back in here. Okay, all my removals in, all my Planeswalkers are in. Their graveyard's not irrelevant, but it's not good enough to bring this in for. Do I want Torpor Orb? That stops Hoof, Elvish Visionary, Endurance, which doesn't matter as much anymore. But it turns off my Strixes as well. I'm just going to submit this deck. Hopefully they have a bunch of Force of Vigors, or they keep a hand that turbos out Collector Oof in a way that I'm not super worried about. Hope I have a good hand first. Turn 2 Plague Engineer, we keep those. Turn 2 Plague Engineer, turn 3 Tezzeret. I'm in. I'm going to lead on Underground Sea. because that's the land that casts Plague Engineer. I'm very smart, you see, about things like that. I don't think I want to counter Once Upon a Time. Force Negation doesn't have a whole lot of targets in the deck, but like I said, the Plague Engineer will show up to control Shepherd, which then we can control Natural Order. I'm kind of worried about Progenitus this game. Flamer, of course, the elf that doesn't die to Plague Engineer. Ooh, Technician. I could just play Technician. Oh, this was Lair of the Hydra. I almost didn't even notice that. No, I'm playing Plague Engineer. Don't be stupid. Just Plague Engineer, name elf. That will slow down their most degenerate things, and then I can Tezzerator next turn and start drawing cards. I've seen Hello Newton tweeting about Lair of the Hydra, that he is actually excited about the tech, but I have not seen it in action yet. I'm excited for it. Ooh. Does that change anything? It sucks that this is City of Traders and not the other one, Ancient Tomb, but I think getting Tezzerator down first makes sense. Because it's like kind of now or never on him. Plus the Tez. Alright, well, now they know Chalice is coming. There goes a bunch of lands to the bottom. And I think I should attack. Yeah, gotta start winning this game somehow. Lair can't be a 0. I don't think they can get 3 lands in the graveyard. Alright, cool. Assassin's Trophy. Oh, it is my turn currently, so I can't counter that. I would like to get a land, though. I have a couple of those in the deck. Almost excited about that Force of Negation, and then Betrayed. Okay. I am excited about this Force of Negation. I'll pitch the backup Tezzerator. My deck has a lot of powerful spells in it, and their deck needs a critical mass of things in play to pay out their powerful spells. And I'm really just trying to fight over any little thing right now. Oh god, they had Birchler Ranger. That was like the one elf in their deck that I did not want them to have right here. Okay. They managed to sneak 2 cards under my Chalice. Glad I countered one of the glimpses, though. They would have drawn a lot of cards there. Ah! Fuck yeah. Tez. Do I want Mox Opal or Baleful Strix? Strix lets me double spell this turn, though I don't think that's actually important in the overall scheme of things. They can still... Or, wait, no, I can't double spell this turn. I would need Strix and Opal to double spell this turn. In that case, I'm just going to take the Strix and invest in the future. And let's at least get this back down. Try to slow down their business a bit. As much as I'd like to play the Chalice on 0 to make a 5/5 next turn, Chalice on 0 hurts me too much. There's Mox Opals in my deck that I might like to cast. And they could just jam Natural Order here and I'm in trouble. Symbiote. Well, they're cracking fetches. If this is Dryad Arbor, we're getting hoofed. Oh, they're just activating their lair. Making a 3/3 Hydra. Okay, that was weird. They're just pressuring Tez with that. I don't care about that. Go for it. Like, I'm not going to block this thing, lose my Plague Engineer, pump their Elvish Reclaimers. Not bad. That was a turn cycle I didn't think we were going to get. The 3rd Chalice. Yeah, that's what I needed. I think I need to Baleful Strix here and hope to hit a mana source. Strix. Alright. And then Chalice. And they may have just taken the turn off and they're going to hoof me next turn. If I attack with this and they double block with Symbiote and Dryad Arbor, what does that do? It clears my Plague Engineer, is one thing that it does. Oh, they can also just block bounce, but no, that's actually good. Alright, I'm just going to leave my 2/2 Death Touch back. Yeah, I feel like last turn they started to make a move on Natural Order and then realized that they had lethal this turn. Yeah, this looks really bad. Please just activate Lair again. Please. Please. I showed them Force of Negation, though, which I wouldn't leave in over any number of Force of Wills, so they know they're playing at least 5 forces in this deck. And they know 1 card in my hand, it's Chalice. They saw 2, but they didn't know I had 1 already. I need them to play scared, basically. But if they're fearless, I am in a lot of trouble. Oh, they're just casting Hoof. Yeah, that works. It. Force of Will, JK didn't draw one. I will block and then die. This is plenty of trample damage. Yeah, Elves is really powerful. Elves, despite what you may think with like the Chalice of the Voids and the Plague Engineers and stuff, Elves is really good against these Tezzerator style decks. We put up a 3-2. Lost to Is It Delver and Elves, two of the best decks in the format. The Ornithopter thing never really happened. It never became a 4/4. It never ninjutsu'd. I don't think Covert Technician triggered once this match, or once this league. I had opponents killing them pretty aggressively or keeping them off the board so they wouldn't connect, but it never actually did the thing. I like the core of this deck. It felt powerful. Like the whole Tezzerator Urza Saga thing felt good. We did get to Grindstone at least one opponent. I think what we want to do is find something better than Ornithopter to put in that spot. Like, this isn't like a Yuriko deck that really can leverage Ornithopter all of the time. Like, Baleful Strix is exactly the type of thing you want to be looping with Technician. Like, some other 0 or 2 mana, I guess you're not going to get a 0 mana artifact creature that has an ETB effect. You don't really want 1s because of the Chalice, but some other 2 would be good. I don't think the deck needs 3 Grindstones either. Like, maybe 2 is a good number. And if we cut the Ornithopters and a Grindstone, that's 4 slots we can work with suddenly. Maybe this deck just wants Emery. Just take a page out of the 8-cast book. Putting 4 Emery in there ups the blue count significantly for your forces. It lets you kind of turbo towards the combo. If your graveyard needs a little juice, you can pick her up with Technician. Like, she is also sometimes a 1-drop for Technician in case that is relevant. Unfortunately, you can't Technician Grindstone out of your graveyard if you mill past it. So that does speed up the Chalice plan a little bit. I don't know, but there is something here. Someone who wants to do a Scryfall deep dive is going to find some cool card that's worth playing there. And I think that this deck is the start of something. Either that or it's half of 2 established decks, and that's why it felt good. About half the time we did 3-2 the league. So we got that to consider. But I did like the fair plan that was threatening a combo and vice versa. I like the sideboard juke into just something totally different. There is something here. If you explore this and come up with the perfect card for this Emery slot that pays out Covert Technician in an interesting way without being a nombo with Chalice, let me know. I'm excited to hear it. Mr. White, thank you for this brew challenge. Wizards of the Coast, thanks for releasing Covert Technician right when I was working on this brew challenge. Perfect timing on that one. Everyone else, thanks for watching. This has been fun. This is a fun puzzle here. Again, let me know in the comments if you have some idea of what card can go in that Emery slot that really ties the room together. Maybe there's some cool reconfigure creature from the new set that would fit the box. I don't know. I'm going to stop before this video ends up being an extra hour long with me just tinkering with a deck at the end. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you next time. I'm out.